The Oregon Trail started being used in about 1811 by fur trappers, but this route was abandoned during the 1870s after much use of railroads. To make this long journey across the nation, the trappers would travel by closed wagon pulled by mule and oxen. Throughout the years, about 500,000 people traveled the route. This route extended from Independence, Missouri, all the way to Willamette Valley in Oregon. In the time period where the trail was being used, there were 18 presidents in office. These presidents were James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James Polk, Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford Hayes, James Garfield, and Chester Arthur. Throughout the journey on the Oregon Trail, trappers and pioneers would face three main challenges. They would run into grizzly bears, Indians, and weather storms. But the trail was actually created because of a fashion trend. Everyone in that time period wanted beaver skin top hats. So the fur trappers would travel out west on the Oregon Trail to get the beaver skins, then would send it to the hatters for making. Did you know there is a connection between the famous character in Alice in Wonderland, the Mad Hatter, and the Oregon Trail? It all started with how these hats were made. Mercury helped shape and build the hats. Well, there was one main problem. Mercury is poisonous, so after a hatter's long day at work, they would have inhaled a lot of mercury. After working for a long time, these people would turn crazy, thus getting the name Mad Hatter. Also, this trail followed a very interesting path because it followed certain rivers and trails. The three main rivers this path followed were the Platte, Snake, and Columbia rivers. To add to that, there were many forts and stops along the way. For example, there was Fort Kearny, Chimney Rock, Scotts Bluff, Fort Laramie, Independence Rock, South Pass, Fort Bridger, Fort Hall, Fort Boise, Grand Ronde Valley, Whiteman's Mission, Blue Mountains, the Delis, Oregon City, and Fort Vancouver at the very end. But that's not the end of the story. After the top hats weren't in anymore, the trappers became guides because they knew the area so well and would guide the tourists through the land of the West. After many people traveled and enjoyed the lands, many settled there and started their new life. Now, today, you can still see where the wagons had followed the Oregon Trail over 100 years ago.